Do you want to build your own lightsaber but you can't quite make it to Savi's workshop? Well, stick around for the next part and I'll show you how to build something like this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me, and a massive happy new year to every single one of you. It's one of the things that people look forward to the most when they visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is Savi's workshop. If you don't know what Savi's workshop is, for $219 plus tax, it is a fantastic, interactive and fun experience where you can go in and build yourself some scrap metal, select from many different designs, as well as what colour of kyber crystal, which determines your blade obviously. And you know what? It looks really fun. It looks really fun. But the end product, nah. You're probably looking at something like an old FX Saber or Black Series. No smooth swing, no Neopixel, can't add sound fonts, no gesture control. So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can build something of that quality for around about the same price, maybe a little bit more depending on which route you want to take. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. The first being you can actually go on to the likes of PadawanOutpost.com, Sabers.com, and you can actually purchase a ready-made Xenopixel V2 lightsaber. Padawan Outpost around about £115 to £135 for their VHC models. And what do I mean when I say VHC? I mean the likes of something like this. It's their own design, their own parts, interchangeable parts. They screw off, they screw on. We've seen these plenty of times on the channel, guys. Once you've selected one of those, you can then go and look at the different parts available on the website. Take a little look at your saber and think about what parts might go well with the one that you have purchased. The other option to go for is slightly more expensive, and that is to actually separately purchase every single part from emitter, switch, grip and pommel section, as well as picking yourself up a Xenopixel V2 core kit, which comes with the core itself, battery, and a Neopixel blade. Me personally, I've done both, but I usually go with the first option. It's just picking up random parts from the store and having a little look and seeing what hilts that I do have and thinking what might go quite well. And I came up with something like this, which I think looks absolutely friggin' awesome. These parts were all purchased from PadawanOutpost.com. Even this little guy right here, I'm going to get to this in a little second. So we've got our pommel, our grip, our switch section, we've got our emitter, got a little nice red screw-in button there for some detail, as well as the VHC compatible control boxes. Now these are non-functioning control boxes. They do unclip like so, and then just clip right back in round about the charge port. But they definitely neaten up a lot of these VHC designs, because let's be honest guys, that isn't exactly attractive, is it? Now when I say they're non-functioning, you have to actually push the card up to access the button. But one of the things we do get with the Xeno V2 is gesture control. So when the saber's on, unless you're wanting to change the blade style or change the ignition style, you don't actually have to do anything with this in terms of sliding this up and down to access those features. All you need to do is use the gesture control to turn it on and off, as well as changing the sound font with this as well. So rather than pointing up, you point it down.
Ray Skywalker.
This blade plug right here, guys, isn't actually from Padawan Outpost or LGT. It's actually a Saber Trio blade plug. Truth be told, it's the only one I had lying around for filming this video, so apologies for any kind of false advertising. However, they are very inexpensive from Saber Trio, but Padawan Outpost, Sabers, these places do offer a wide range of Neopixel and non-Neopixel blade plugs, so you can definitely pick something up. So you've got your saber in, you've bought your parts, you've bought your kit. How do you actually build the saber? Well, let's go top down and I'll talk you through the whole process. Okay guys, so we've got all of our parts that we need. This is not a difficult process. This is very easy. A lot more simple than what you might think. So what do we have here? We have got our pommel. We have got our grip. We have got our switch section. We have got our chosen emitter section. This one's really nice. Really dig it, very Sith-like. We have got our XENO V2 core. We have got our battery. I did find an LGT blade plug, so we'll pop one of those in. You might wonder why I've got a piece of ribbon. I'll show you in a little second. And we've also got our chosen clamp card and 3D printed cover chassis. Now those are separate purchases, guys. They are not included with Sabers. They are separate purchases, those little clamp cards and button covers. So don't expect to get one if you purchase a Saber. You need to purchase it separately. Okay, so step number one is take your switch section and take your core. Big hole to, and little hole, big hole to the bottom. This is going to be essentially like this. You want to line it up, place your thumb on there, and then you're going to want to put a screw in here. What screw do we use? We use this little guy right here. So you get 3 screws, 2 are the same, 1 is different. So we use this guy right here. Now you will get an Allen key or an Allen wrench with your kit. You might not get this one, but these are really handy. That's the first one in. This first screw at the back here, this holds the whole chassis in place. So now this is not going to go anywhere. The second screw is going to be one of these long guys here. Hopefully this does manage to focus. This is going to go into the bottom hole. Now this is going to raise up your button and your charge port. So screw it in about halfway, and then we'll take the second one, we'll pop that in there, and we'll start screwing this guy down as well. And what you'll see is you'll start to see the top of this chassis will start to come up. This will start to come up as well. That one's nice and snug now. Then we'll just go and tighten the bottom one. Just nice and snug, not overly tight. And that's your switch section on, guys. That's probably the hardest part of assembling these kits. So front 2 are in, your button's up, access to your charge port, your chassis secure with this rear one, and we can go ahead and install the battery now. So we have got our battery cell here. I take a small piece of ribbon and I always put it around the battery before I put the battery in. Why do I do this? Well, it's a lot easier to get the battery out should I need to, if I'm taking the SD card out, for example. Next up, we've got our grip. So grip goes on, tightened all the way, voila, pommel, done. Emitter section, done. Next up, got one of these little red buttons here, little decorative button. These aren't very expensive, they're quite cheap from Padawan Outpost. And I'm going to pop that in this hole right here. Now, it probably won't go all the way in, I probably will have to cut it at some point to get nice and flush. But this will also help retain the blade. So we'll just screw it in a little bit just now, like so. And then we've got our blade plug, which we'll put in all the way down, make sure that's, there we go, that is hitting those pins. So I'm just going to push that down, plug this bit in. Then I've already got a screw in here. You will get a bag of screws, little grub screws. And I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit. Not overly tighten, guys, just snug with these. Don't want to break anything, just snug. And then we have got our little button cover that clips right in. and then you can have a little look and see what way you want to orientate this. I like it this way. And there we go guys, one completed saber using the VHC parts from LGT. All of these, obviously from Padawan Outpost as I am here in the UK, they do ship internationally. But I do believe there are a couple of other companies that you can get them from. Or should you want to go to China direct, go to LGT store on AliExpress. But I'll be honest, I would much rather recommend Padawan Outpost. So let's go back up top and talk about some of the features. There we have it folks, we have our fully functioning Xenopixel V2 custom built lightsaber, parts of our choice. Why do I feel this is so much better value and quality than the likes of the Park Sabers from Disney? Three main reasons folks, to be honest, ones that I mentioned at the start of the video. Gesture control, you can turn the saber on, you don't even need to use the button to do it. You can twist it on, you can swing it on, you can even thrust it on as well. Another major feature that you don't get with the Parks or Legacy lightsabers, the Savis Workshop ones, is smooth swing. You get random sound files that are played with those sabers. It doesn't even truly reflect the movements that you're making with it. It kind of is a massive detriment to the experience in my opinion. Number three, the blade. The blade is so much brighter with a Neopixel than it is with these Savis Workshop ones. I haven't got one to do a comparison, but there are plenty of videos online to do a comparison with. Closest one I might have could be my Kylo Black series. But I'm not going to get that off the wall because there's no batteries in it. I never use it. It's mainly just an expensive display piece now. And the kind of third reason I would definitely say as to why these are far better than Savis Workshop sabers, you can add sound fonts guys. Now, people who are in this community, people who spend a lot of money on these products, they want different sound fonts, and sure, the Xenopixel V2 comes with I think 44 sound fonts. However, having the choice and being able to go to these sound font makers like Kyberphonic KSith and Dark Phoenix and Grayscale and XENO, and there's so many great sound font makers out there guys, it just adds a bit more control, a bit more of a dynamic over your kind of end user experience. Another one of the features that you get with the likes of the Xeno V2, which I've gone through before, is the blade styles. You don't get this at all on the likes of the Legacies, you don't get this at all on the likes of the Savis Workshop. It's essentially the same Legacy saber technology.
Candy blade.
But you get so much more in terms of
Fire blade.
these features. Combine that with being able to add sound fonts. One of my favourite sound fonts, the second by Kyberphonic KSith. It's a Triller, second sister sound font from the game The Fallen Order, or sorry, Jedi Fallen Order rather. Big news on Jedi Fallen Order 2 coming soon. Your clashes as well. Your tip lock as well. You get everything with these guys, you get so much. And that for me is so much more in terms of quality and value than one of these legacy tech lightsabers. Now sure, the experience is awesome. I'm going to Galaxy's Edge in October. I cannot wait to go over to Florida and meet some of my friends and get into the park and experience it for the first time, as well as doing Savis. Of course I'm going to do Savis just for the experience. But in terms of the actual end level tech that you end up with, if you're looking to build something now and you're not wanting to wait until you go to Savis, don't wait. Do it. Do it right now. So like I said before guys, there's a few places where you can kind of do this and get the parts. I don't think Dark Wolf actually do separate parts, but they do sell all of the Xeno Sabers. The way I would recommend doing it, I wouldn't go and do it bit by bit, piece by piece, because that's going to cost you more money. I would find a Xenopixel VHC hilt that you like. I would look at the parts that are available with Padawan Outpost. I think Fire Sabers also sell individual parts. If not, then you can do LGT's actual store on AliExpress as well, and have a little think about kind of how those parts would look on the Saber that you have. One of the awesome things that Padawan Outpost recently brought out, they actually kind of work in tandem with a company on Etsy. I think it's 3D Alchemy, I think it is, who 3D print a lot of things, and they've came up with these snazzy little button covers, which add a complete new dynamic to your Saber. You just plug it into the charge port, and then there you have it. Now when you do purchase these, you do get, I think you get a little selection of them, I'm not too sure, but double check with Padawan Outpost website. And these clamp cards are replaceable. In fact, here's another one that I built for the girlfriend. Rose gold, of course, had to be rose gold. Using the same method, although this one was pretty much completely from scratch. But again, we've got a little cover, and it just makes things look so much nicer and tidier. That's it for this one, guys. If you're new around here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave your comments below. I'll see you in the next one. I'm off to have fun with this guy. Until next time, may the force be with you all.